Forget the big names on Gumball. Darwin, Nicole, Richard, and Aeneas. Maybe even Mr. Robinson, Banana Joe, or Tobias. But here's the thing. The real weirdness of Elmore often hides in plain sight. Lurking in the background of classrooms, hallways, and city streets are characters so bizarre, so strange, that you probably never even noticed them. Some of them only show up once or twice. Some don't even get a line of dialogue. But when you really pay attention, they're some of the weirdest, funniest, and most surreal designs in the entire show. So today, we're diving deep into the strangest faces you missed in the background of Gumball. Trust me, once you see these characters, you'll never be able to unsee them.
Kids, there's something I have to tell you.
You're not my father?
How did you guess?
One of the things that makes Gumball special is how it mixes so many different animation styles. 2D, 3D, puppets, stop motion, even live action. And because of that, the background characters in Elmore are some of the most creative in cartoon history. But here's the funny part. While Gumball and Darwin are running around having adventures, these random background characters are just existing, going about their day, and sometimes they're way weirder than the main cast. So, let's dig in. Here are the weirdest background characters you missed in Gumball. Sussy's parents. Okay, you've probably noticed Sussy before, the upside-down chin puppet who's already one of the strangest designs in cartoon history.
How did you know we were there?
I didn't. I was just practicing my guest welcome. But since you're here...
But did you ever catch her parents? In Season 3's The Kids, we actually meet Mr. and Mrs. Sussy, and wow. If you thought Sussy was weird, her family takes it to a new level. Her dad is literally a realistic potato with googly eyes. Her mom looks like someone glued paper cutouts together and called it a day. And when you see them all standing next to each other, it's so uncanny, it's almost unsettling. Why underrated? Because while most people laugh at Sussy, they don't realize the show doubled down and gave her a family just as bizarre. It's one of those blink and you'll miss it details that proves the creators weren't afraid to get really weird. The human background kids. Yes, there are actual humans in Elmore. And no, I'm not talking about the creepy live-action bits. In certain classroom shots, you can spot background kids who look like stock photo cutouts of real human children, just sitting alongside cartoon animals, blobs, and objects.
This school and its students is in breach of every conceivable rule, including the rules of decency.
It's so surreal. You'll see a papier-mâché character, a talking balloon, and then boom, random realistic child face staring back at you. Most fans don't notice them because they're shoved into the back rows, but once you see it, you realize how intentionally bizarre it is. The animators basically said, yeah, why not throw an actual human kid in there? It's unsettling, hilarious, and one of the weirdest background choices in the series.
Do you realize what you get when you change your letters around in Superintendent Apple's name? You get Superintendent File.
The walking sock. At Elmore Junior High, you can spot a sock. That's right, just a regular white sock with eyes and legs. What's his story? Nobody knows. He doesn't speak, he doesn't get an episode, he's just there. And that's what makes him amazing. He's one of those designs that sums up the randomness of Gumball. Why bother creating an elaborate backstory when you can just say, yep, that sock goes to school now. It's such a tiny detail, but it sticks with you. A literal sock living its best life among the citizens of Elmore. The living steak. If you blink, you'll miss this one. But in multiple crowd scenes, you can spot a walking piece of raw steak. Yes, a pink marbled cut of meat, complete with arms and legs. The weird part? Nobody in Elmore seems fazed by it. Like, imagine being a cow in that universe and sitting next to a slice of yourself. It's dark humor hiding in the background, and it's hilarious. The steak never gets a line, never gets a storyline, but the fact that it exists at all makes it one of the strangest, funniest background characters in the show. The 3D polygon guy. Out of all the 2D characters in Elmore, there's one guy who sticks out like a glitch in the system. Enter Polygon Guy. He's this weird, gray, blocky-looking dude who literally looks like he escaped from a PlayStation 1 cutscene back in 1997. His whole vibe screams unfinished video game character, like the animators pulled him from an old tech demo and just dropped him into Gumball for fun.
I want to take the aptitude test.
You don't have the brain of a genius, Watterson.
We'll see about that. Come on, Brain. Show Principal Brown what you can do.
And the best part? He doesn't even try to blend in. While everyone else looks crisp and colorful, Polygon Guy is just standing there with jagged edges and awkward movements, like he spawned in the wrong universe. Most of the time, he's just wandering around in the background, minding his business. But once you spot him, oh, it's over. You'll never not see him again. It's like Elmore is secretly a mashup of every animation style ever made. And Polygon Guy is the glitchy proof. Tina Rex's dad? We all know Tina Rex, the giant T-Rex who stomps around Elmore Junior High, bullying Gumball and Darwin like it's her full-time job. She's scary, she's loud, she's basically the school's ultimate dinosaur problem. But her dad? Oh boy. He's on a whole different level of weird. He shows up in the routine, and at first glance, you expect him to be some terrifying Godzilla-sized nightmare. Instead, he's just Tina, but bigger, wearing the tiniest business suit you've ever seen. Imagine this massive dinosaur cramming himself into office clothes and pretending like he's just another suburban dad running errands. And the way he carries himself is priceless. He's not roaring, he's not destroying cities, he's politely shopping for groceries, mowing the lawn, and making small talk with neighbors. Like, sir, you're a 30-foot reptile and you're worried about hedge trimming? That's peak comedy. The best part? He barely shows up again. One appearance, a handful of background moments, and poof, gone. That makes him one of Gumball's funniest blink and you'll miss it background characters. It's classic Gumball. Take something terrifying, drop it into the most ordinary situation, and suddenly it's comedy gold. Gumballers, the channel isn't complete without you liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Do that now! The Old Man Puppet. Okay, so picture this. You're watching Gumball, laughing at Gumball and Darwin's usual chaos, when suddenly, bam, you notice him, sitting there, staring at you with his button eyes. The Old Man Puppet. And yes, I said puppet. This dude looks like he was handcrafted during kindergarten art class, brought to life, and then accidentally enrolled in Elmore Junior High.
Granny freaking howdy! Oh, Gumball, we have to play with— No! But why? Because we're too old to play with toys and dolls.
He's all felt floppy limbs, stitched up mouth, and googly button eyes that somehow manage to be both hilarious and slightly unsettling. What makes him even funnier is that no one in Elmore ever points it out. Like, hello? There's a literal hand puppet chilling in your classroom and everyone's just acting like it's normal? He's never explained, never given a backstory, he just pops up in background shots like he's paying rent, doing taxes, and living his best puppet life. And once you notice him, it's game over. Your brain goes full detective mode. Wait, how long has he been sitting there? Does he go to PE class? Who's grading his homework? You start scanning every scene like you're on a puppet safari. That's what makes the Old Man Puppet so perfectly Gumball. It's random, it's absurd, it's the kind of joke that exists just for eagle-eyed fans to obsess over. And it's funny because he doesn't do anything, he's just there, watching. Honestly, he feels like the kind of character who knows more than he lets on. Like, what if he's secretly the mastermind behind Elmore's chaos? What if he's just waiting for his big episode reveal? Until then, he's the ultimate background Easter egg, equal parts creepy, hilarious, and unforgettable. The Giant Balloon Family. We all know Alan, the cheerful floating balloon who's too nice for his own good. But in background shots, you can sometimes spot other balloon characters, an entire balloon family. What's so weird about them is how fragile they look.
Now, who wants to see balloon tricks?
In a town where objects get crushed, exploded, or torn apart constantly, you'll see balloon kids just bobbing around in the background like it's no big deal. It's one of those details that makes you go, wait, how does this universe even work? And that confusion is exactly what makes them stand out as some of the weirdest background characters. The melting ice cream cone. In certain episodes, there's a living ice cream cone character who's constantly melting. His head literally drips down his cone, and sometimes you see him patting himself back into shape. It's such a bizarre concept.
Hey, we should totally go on an adventure where we tell people off for their bad habits but learn that everyone should be themselves and then we hug.
Imagine living every day slowly melting away in public. And the best part? No one treats it like a problem. He just goes about his day while half of his face is sliding off. It's both hilarious and slightly disturbing, and it's one of the best background gags you'll miss if you're not looking closely. The creepy puppet face kid. Finally, one of the strangest background characters of all, this random kid who looks like a flat, creepy paper puppet face. He doesn't talk, he barely moves, but when you see him in the classroom, it's like he's staring directly at your soul. Fans have pointed this one out online because he just feels wrong, even for Gumball. Some people even joked he looks like he was cursed into the classroom by mistake. He might not be a main character, but he's definitely one of the weirdest designs in the entire show. Before we jump into the conclusion, Gumballers, if you've made it this far, you're clearly one of the real fans who notices the details. So show some love, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let's keep building the Gumball community here. Alright, back to it. So there you have it, 10 of the weirdest background characters you probably missed in the amazing world of Gumball. From living socks and melting ice cream cones to terrifyingly realistic humans, these characters prove that the show's brilliance wasn't just in the main cast, it was in the little details hiding behind them. And honestly, that's what makes Gumball so unique. Most cartoons treat background characters as filler, but in Elmore, even the tiniest extra could be a walking steak, a low-poly video game reject, or a puppet that looks like it wandered in by accident.
Gumball, we need you too. Who's gonna play with Grady?
Dude, no, just take them off.
The next time you rewatch the show, pay close attention to the edges of the screen. You might just discover a new favorite character you never even noticed before. Gumballers, let me know in the comments below, which weird background character do you remember? Did I miss one that deserves a spot on this list? I'd love to hear your picks. And if you had fun diving into Elmore's weirdness, make sure you smash that like button, share this with another Gumball fan, and subscribe so you don't miss any of our deep dives into the strangest, funniest, and most underrated corners of the series. Because trust me, there are plenty more hidden gems we're going to uncover together. Until next time, keep your eyes open, because in Elmore, even the background is unforgettable. Stay jiggy, stay curious, and most importantly, stay gumballing.